Morning folks, hiya, this is Jonathan, Spiritual Speakeasy. I'm looking out the window and it's a bit grim. It's Wednesday the 10th of March 2021. Almost 12 months since we went into lockdown. And what's happened in that 12 months has been quite incredible. There must not be one person on this planet that can say that. How we perceive that is entirely up to us as individuals. How we see what's happened in the world, how we interpret that, where we think it might be going. We've all got our own opinions, we've all got our ideas on exactly what that's all about. And not one of us really knows. Not one of us really knows where this has actually taken us. But you know what? We've got so much amazing information coming in right now about things changing, things progressing, things moving in a different direction. And just recently, I've met some wonderful people, and information's been coming through from all different sources about energy shifts. Energy shifts coming through just as we had one back in December for the solstice, the 21st of December, the major energy shift that took place then. But we seem to be going through another shifting period, another time when the energy is changing. And just from a personal aspect, I can absolutely vouch for that. I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling that things are changing. And you know what? I feel as though this is good news. For all the darkness, all the control, all the horrendous things that have gone on in this world and are going on in this world and continuing to go on in this world, I am beginning to feel that we are making headway. And we're not on our own. We've got spirit in the spirit dimensions. We've got our cosmic families in the cosmic dimensions and in this physical reality coming to help us right now to make this transition from the old world to the new world. And when I talk about a new world, I'm not talking about a new world order, the one that's been spoken about for many years. Because this, folks, is not how humanity is meant to live. We are meant to live as divine sovereign beings upon this beautiful planet. The joy of living, the joy of life, seemingly has been taken away from us. But you know what? That's our perception. There is joy in absolutely everything. I can look out that window. I can look in the room I'm sitting in now. Even behind me, those beautiful tulips. The crystal, if you see the crystal, the energy that comes from these things is quite incredible. And nature continues to feed us this wonderful, amazing energy. And if we choose to close ourselves off from that energy, that's up to us. There is nobody else that is controlling that. We can connect with that energy anytime. It is there for us. It's free, it's abundant, and it's healing. So remember that, folks. The next time you get down, despondent, when that black dog depression thing kicks in, just remember that nature has our backs. Nature is our healer. If you can, ground and get out there in nature, particularly now the spring's coming, folks, particularly now we're moving towards the equinox, the 21st, when the daylight begins to become equal once again, and then we'll see the longer days coming in, and hopefully warmer ones. But just looking out the window today, as I say, it's a bit grim. It's a bit windy, it's a bit wet, but come on, it's early spring, so. But even so, there's beauty in that. There's beauty in the landscape that we live in this wonderful area just on the edge of the Pennines. And I can look out there and I can see the hills, and it's just so inspirational. And not everybody's got that. Not everybody's got that on their doorstep. We are very lucky and privileged to have that. I've lived in this area all my life. This is a landscape that's home to me. But wherever we live, we can still connect, because we are part of everything. Remember that. Remember that we're part of everything. We are never, ever separated. Even if we perceive to be separated from our friends, our families, our loved ones, from our pets, from whatever energy field it is, we are never, ever truly separated. We are always connected through the divine source of all love. And that love is increasing day by day. We're now feeling the effects of the divine light from the 21st of December, when the divine light began to come back to the earth. We are now feeling that. How many of you out there right now are feeling that vibe, that something's happening, something's shifting, something's taking place? We're not sure. We don't know for sure. We can't put our fingers on it. But we know that something's happening, and this is how it affects us. We have a knowing. And when I say we, who are we? We are this tribe of people all over the world, this wonderful tribe of human beings that have awakened to the reality of the situation. We're no longer in that fog. Behind that veil, we've taken that veil down, and we begin to see life as it is. We begin to see life as it truly is. And life is filled with love. Life is filled with joy. Life is filled with healing. Know that, feel it, accept it, and be it. Because for the last 12 months, that has been removed. All forms of joy, all forms of pleasure appear to have been removed from our lives. We are not allowed to do this. We are not allowed to do that. Who on earth has the God-given right to tell anyone what they are allowed to do or not allowed to do? There is not one person, human soul on this planet, that has the right to do that. There is not one person on this planet that has the right to tell you where you can go, what you can do, how you have to live your life, who you can see in your life. Authority is an illusion. It is an absolute illusion. And for those who believe in it, they are actually deluded. They are the deluded ones, not you or I who are awakened. These are the deluded ones. We have awoken to the reality. Our tribe has awoken to the reality of the situation. And for every day that I live, I am so grateful that I am like that, and I can see that. And I can see that we are beginning now to build a future, a better future for the planet, for humanity, and all the wonderful life that roams on the surface of it. That we are the people who can take that forward. We are the people who came here with a mission, and we are beginning that mission right now. We will no longer be silent. We have been patient and we have been silent, but we are going to be silent no longer. It seems that it's okay for those who want to spout the words of the ones in authority, for them to speak their words. But for anybody who speaks against those words, or shows us a different way, or a different path, or a different concept of reality, is not allowed to speak. But you know what, folks? It doesn't matter. We will begin to speak right now from this point forward. Tomorrow, the 11th of March 2021, many people are heralding that as another major energy shift. And I have seen the energies change completely in the last 6 months. That may be my personal journey. It may not be your journey. But if it is, let's talk about it. Drop me a comment. Please drop me a comment. Tell me about it. Let's talk about it, people. Let's talk about our shared experiences. Let's tell the world that no, we're not putting up with this anymore. I'm sorry, but I am not putting up with it. It is completely unacceptable. It is fine to be a spiritual person, but yet to go against the grain. Please don't have that concept of because you're a spiritual person, you must be happy, laughy all the time and positive all the time. You know what? That's not what spirit's about. Spirit is about learning. And when we learn, we generally are at rock bottom. Those are the times in life when we actually learn the true spiritual lessons and the truth. And many of you, myself included, my wife included, we have been there many times, and none more so than in the last 12 months. What a massive, amazing awakening has been happening in that 12 months. Incredible. The rapidity of it, the speed of it, it's just incredible. We've never seen anything like it. Let's talk about it. Let's go out there. Let's tell people. And if people want to shout you down, they have no right to shout you down. You have every right to speak your truth, just like anyone else. But above all, folks, remember to be compassionate, that these people have not yet seen the light. They have not yet awakened to the reality of what life is and where we are going. The truth of the matter is, we will never find that here on this planet. The vibration is too low. But when we begin to understand the concept of eternal life, an existence of consciousness that has no beginning and has no end, then time becomes irrelevant. And fear is taken away, because fear only exists in a time scale. I'm going to die, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, whatever. Once we remove time from the equation and we know that we can achieve anything within an infinite time scale, and we have the time to do anything we wish throughout all eternity, then fear becomes a nonsense. Fear is no longer a reality. There is no fear of completing something in such and such a time. There is no fear of how long am I going to live? Does it matter how long we're going to live? I'd rather have quality of life. Quality of life to live my life freely and have that abundance and quality of life. That is where our focus should be. Not on, well, I might not live till I'm such and such. I might not live till I'm such and such. There are people on this planet who are terminally ill. And these people are admirable, inspirational people, because they've come to understand that their time is limited. And with that limitation comes the understanding. And some of these people, as I've said, I've met these people, are the most inspirational people on the planet. They've learned that lesson. They are learning that lesson. None of us are going to get out of this place without going through the physical process of death. And when you look at spiritual things in a spiritual sense, folks, you begin to understand that we actually choose our lives. We choose this life. We've chosen to be here. Don't decry it. Don't look up to the heavens and shout why, because the answer coming back to us is, well, you chose it. You chose to be here. You're the spiritual warrior. You're the one who brings the light to the planet. Remember that. Remember who you are. You are the light warrior, the spiritual warrior, the one who's going to now go into battle to bring the light back to the earth. Because it cannot happen unless humanity makes that happen. It cannot happen. Spirit can't just change things for us. Our cosmic families can't just land on planet Earth and make it all go away. We are the ones who are responsible for creating this situation, and we are the ones who are responsible for getting us out of this situation. Seriously, folks, just connect with that vibration. Know that you are eternal, divine light, and you are part of the loving energy field that exists and binds everything together. So let's go forward, folks. Let's go forward on our pathway. Be silent no longer. Be silent no longer. Use your voice and just understand that this is the way forward. The only way forward now is for us to use our voices, sending out that healing, showing that compassion to others, being peaceful in all things that we do, but not taking the garbage anymore. We all know it's garbage. Take it out, put it in the bin. We are not accepting it any longer. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Understand that your truth may be different from another, but speak it, say it, mean it, and do it with conviction, with confidence, and with love in your heart. And make sure that wherever you come from, whatever you do, you are doing it from a place of love. That is so important to remember, folks. Everything has to come from a place of love. And if you can't find the words, then just breathe and relax and allow that mind to calm, and you will find the words will come. The words will flow. Those in the spirit dimensions and in the dimensional cosmic realms have told me that is the only way that they can speak through us. That is their only form of communication directly. So for all those mediums out there, for all those people who are sensitive out there, use your skills, use the gifts that you've been given. And you know what, even if you think you're not a medium, even if you think you're not psychic or connected, do it anyway, because you are, regardless. It doesn't matter. We're all that vibration. We're all part of the divine source of all love. And when God wishes to speak, God speaks through us. Always has done, always will do. We only have to accept that. To accept that concept. Take that into our hearts. We are all part of the divine consciousness. We are not separated from God. Whatever religion tells us, we are not separated from God. We are part of God, part of the higher divine consciousness. And now the light is returning to this planet. After so many thousands of millions of years, the light is finally returning. And how exciting it is to be a part of that process. And that is why we chose to come to this planet. We chose it. And we thought, you know what, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to do my part to bring that conscious awakening about. I'm going to be a small cog in the huge machine that is now beginning to fire up, to start to work. The movement is beginning to happen within the machine. And there's no going back. Once that movement happens, there is no going back. And those who believe they have authority over us know this, and this is why they come out with more and more desperate measures, because they know that their time is up. And we know now that our time is beginning. Allow that consciousness to come into your life. Accept it, welcome it, and become it. It will change your life immeasurably. And once we accept the divine light into our hearts, we begin to help others to change theirs, to see the light. We share our information, we share our love. It's time, everyone, that we began this process, sharing the love. Let's not be silent any longer. Let's hear that lion begin to roar. And before long, there'll be lions all around the earth, and the roar will be deafening, because the love is coming back. And once we demonstrate that to people, once the truth is revealed of what's been going on this planet for centuries upon centuries, the people will need healing. And we have elected ourselves to come here to be part of that process. Just like those people have elected themselves to be part of a process living under control. We have each chosen our pathways to bring the conscious awakening back to this planet. And this is why we must never deride anybody who is not yet awakened, because in that unawakened state, they are unconsciously part of the awakening. I hope you understand that concept. It's a difficult one to accept sometimes, but they are just as much a part of the awakening as the likes of you and me. We are all instrumental in bringing this about. And the beauty is that the more restrictions, oppressive measures, and terrible forms of control are brought around us, the more that people begin to awaken. We have to allow this process to happen, but right now we have to begin to speak, to stand up for ourselves, to be courageous, to dispel that fear. Stop clinging on to the old world. It serves us no longer. Be the lion and roar as if it's your last breath. Put that aside, the life that was before, and let's walk into this wonderful new world. Who knows where we're going? Who knows where the journey is going to take us, folks? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All we need to know and feel is that everything we do comes from a place of love. And as long as we take that with us into our future, the lifetimes beyond ours, that if we can instill that in our children and grandchildren, that everything we do comes from a place of love and compassion then we are on the true pathway, the true road. And we will look back on these times and remember them and know that it was one of the most amazing times that ever happened, that we were there to witness the awakening of humanity. So when you hear that one voice, folks, the one voice that tells you how to live your life, begin to hear your own voice rising up from the heart and the words forming from your mouth. And with those words comes the energy, the truth, the light. We are all perfectly capable of being like this. We do not need leaders. We are all leaders. We are leaders of ourselves. Take responsibility for yourself. Be yourself. Speak your truth. And speak it with love. See the light in everyone. See the love in everyone. Truly amazing times, folks. Truly amazing times. And I'll repeat it once again. Begin to speak. Be courageous. Be strong. But do everything with love and for the good and highest intention of everyone. The way we conduct our lives, the way we speak to each other, does it come from a place of love? Or does it come from a place of fear? If it's fear, we need to work on that and begin to put it aside and change our perception to one that brings in the light and brings in the love. Looking for the benefit to all, the way we treat the planet, the way we treat each other, the way we treat the animal life, the plant life, and the life in the oceans and in the heavens. And know that when we look up to the stars, that we are connected to every single one of them. And that those stars are connected to us. And that we are a part of all creation, all divine consciousness. There is no one left out. Even those we may find that hard to believe, they are still a part of the divine creation. Thank you, folks. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this and it's had meaning for you, please drop me a like, drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about your awakening times or the feelings you're getting right now around these energy shifts. Subscribe. I'd love you to subscribe and keep up to date with what's going on here. I've had an amazing message given to me, and that message has opened up a whole new perception of life for me and given me great hope. Every single one of us, folks, we can receive that information. If you need help, please contact me. In any way, shape or form, a bit of advice, or if it's a reading even, just get in touch. let's talk, let's open up, and let's speak our truth. Okay? Have a wonderful time, folks. Enjoy this awakening. Bring joy back into your lives. Bring love back into your lives. And you stand up and be counted. And don't take that nonsense anymore. Because now is the time we are changing the world. Love and light to you all. Thank you.